I'm amazing. I'm amazing.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh, he killed me.
I'm getting brutally slaughtered.
No, that was an accident. No, that was an accident. That was an accident. Ooh, was that a triple collab? Get up! No! Ah! No! Get up! Get up! No! Oh! No! Why this happened to me? Oh. What did I do? What's an accident? Oh, what? What? Why? Why? What? I hate this game. I freaking hate this game. Oh, I fell. I did the water bucket thing. I did the water bucket thing.
Nice.
Don't touch him. No! You...
Last Pokemon left, and our full team still with us. The nerves were high, but seeing that it was a Torkoal gave us some relief.
Torkoal. I changed to the wrong guy. Hydro pump the hell out of him. Let's go!
Just like that, we defeated the champion of the Hoenn region in our first ever Pokemon Nuzlocke.
Hey, what's up? What's up, guys? Okay, there's always been an echo. Why does Twitch feel slow right now? By the way, you guys could add music. Why is the music so low? It's so low. Anyway, yeah, there's always an echo. You haven't paid attention in the past, I guess. I don't know. Ugh. I could barely hear the music. Let me see. Volume 50. Oh, that's better. Okay, that's too loud though. Okay, that should be good. What's up, guys? You barely realized it? Oh, okay, good. Yeah, and that's just how it is. Okay. Day 2. Silver Monkey. Oh, here. Look what I added. I added this. It took me hours for Adobe Animate to animate it. But look at that. Boom. It changes the scene, the background. The different colors. Isn't that cool? That's so cool. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm proud of myself for that. But anyway. Hats again? Again? You know what? We haven't seen this hat in a long time. We'll put on this hat. But how's everyone doing? How are you doing, Nathan? Jesus, it got bent a little bit. No taco. I put on the hat I want, okay? Maybe I should put another channel redemption for a hat that you want me to put on. Wait, we had taco last time. Gotta change it up, no? Haven't had this hat on in a long time, and it matches the background. But anyway. Okay. Let's see. We had Sleepy and Killer last time. And we're gonna go to the ship. Ooh. Imagine there was an item here. It probably isn't, but... This reminds me of, what's it called? Of Among Us, one of the new maps. You make me wear another one? Okay. There's a cooldown, but okay. Let's battle to kill the time. Fine. He calls me small fry. You're going down. Look how dumb he looks. Look at him. Yeah, we're gonna beat him up. Sailor Braveton. Easy, baby, easy. I mean, a killer just kills everyone. That didn't kill much time at all. True, that didn't kill much time. Oh, that was funny. This hat's actually hard to wear. I love this freaking song. Hey! The ship came. Yeah, let's go to Sabulo Island. Hey! Look at the background. He's still... I wonder if he still calls me, Does he still call me Small Fry? Ahoy there! Oh, he doesn't. What a nice guy. Alright, let's change to grass. Since the background is all grass. Oh, that's so cool! I like that. Alright. Let's see. Let's talk to him. You look like quite a strong trainer. I am quite a strong trainer. Do you want to battle? Your expression looks like you don't want to. If you want, I'll hand over my fishing rod. Oh, hell yeah! We could catch some new Pokemon. What does he got? A Wurmple. What a loser. It's like the easiest way to get a new Pokemon. Get the next song. I just want a Dragon Breath. What the hell? Spewa. Haven't seen that in a while. Oh no, my fishing rod. Stupid bet. Yeah, I want to take your good run. It's so sad. My life will be dull. That's your fault for gambling. Rest in pieces. I don't remember if I put the bicycle. No, I didn't. Damn it. I didn't get the bike. Let's see what she says. I'm guessing we're gonna get surf here, but I don't know. Being able to fish is nice, though. Do you ever wonder what's in Sabulo Cave? No, I just got here. I don't even know what... I don't even remember where I am. Rewards trainers who promise... Ooh, a Mega Ring! Ooh. I don't know if we can Mega Evolve anyone right now, though. Bella is so beautiful. Let's see. Twisted. That's a cool way to get Twisted Spoon. I like that. Oh. Probably should get a bike already. What is this? Sabulo Tower. Okay, so we'll be able to get a new Pokemon there. I don't remember, many things in life, but... we do have a Shadow... Wait, can we teach Shadow Claw? We could teach Shadow Claw... It feels like we could teach any TM to any Pokemon in this game. But I don't remember how many Great Balls I have. Ooh, oh, come on. We already have access to Ultra Balls. And I spent all my money on Great Balls. We'll go with 27 Ultra Balls. I guess we'll buy 5 hyper potions. I have a decent amount of money. I think we already bought escape ropes. And we have antidotes. By the way, you can't hear my keyboard, right? Or I hope you can't. Because I'm like banging on it. Sabalo Cross. Ooh. Wait, what the heck? Oh, this is a tree too? I can't even see it. X accuracy. Let's go. Okay. This is our next Pokemon. Wait, let me just make sure. Sabalo Cross. Let me write it down. Sabalo Cross. Sabalo Cross. Oh, it might be smart to change into Sleepy too. Alright, what are we gonna get? What are we getting? A Pelipper. Okay, I mean it's better than a Bidoof, I guess. He's pretty close level, so I'm gonna Rock Smash. And it did nothing. Oh, he has Payback. That could be very annoying. Let's go with Cut. Was his only move Payback? What is this? Slash. Ugh! Oh, he didn't use Payback there. Critical hit. Stop roosting! Another critical... Oh, he used the mist. Okay, that's perfect. I'm gonna throw an Ultra Ball. I screwed up with buying Great Balls. Come on! Go inside! Go in the ball! Oh! Oh! Oh, you fascist. What a fascist. And he used Roost again. So we'll go with Slash. Water Pulse. Ew. We're gonna go for another Ultra Ball. It's a freaking Ultra Ball. You're level 23, like, calm down. I pressed the wrong button. Let's go! Oh, this hat is not sticking on. Hey, level 25. Alright, what are we naming you before I press B accidentally? We got Killer, we got Sleepy. Pelipper. That sounds like Pepper. I want to name him Pepper. Pepper. Let's go. We actually have a third teammate. Unfortunately, every time we get a new teammate, you know what I have to do, guys? I literally... Wait, let me see. I'm stupid. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. I have to go all the way here. Okay. I have to search up the Pokemon. I have to save the image. Pelipper. And then basically put it on OBS. Kind of annoying. But it is what it is. Just go here. We'll go to Pelipper. Boom. Hey, oh, that actually popped in perfectly. He's a little big, but I mean that works. That was easier than I expected it to be. That's good. All right. All right, let's heal up. Let's see what other moves he has. He's a relaxed nature. Defense goes up. No, defense goes up. Speed goes down. Is that what it is? Or the opposite? What I do know is that his defense is pretty high. And his special attack is insanely high. That's some pretty decent moves. Well, I mean, he could learn Surf, I think. So that'll be useful at least. Let's take Sleepy's item. And we'll give experience share to him. To Pelipper. Just don't die, Pelipper. I want that experience share. We could also go to the tower and catch a Pokemon. Or we could train a bit. I say we train a bit. And there's no training here. I thought there would be some training here. Alright, let's see. What do you do? Only those well versed in the way of the world can come. Leave. What an a-hole. Alright, I'm gone. I'm gone. Alright, let's see. I don't remember if I went in here. Hey, we just got, what do you say? Grass knot. Okay. Not too useful, but. Hey, thank you. What's up, bro? Wait, where's my hello? Oh, there it is. What's up, Cortez? Look what I added. I added, look at the background. It took hours to get animated from Adobe Animate. But isn't that cool? Oh, that's so cool. I could change the background. Alright, let's go. Let's catch a new Pokemon. Very cool, right? It took 6 hours to just render everything, though. It took so long. I basically had to... Oh my god, this hat does not stick on. How did it used to stick on? Did I used to put it over? Now I could barely hear the music. Did my head get bigger? I don't understand how logic works. Oh, I freaking love this song. Whatever, we'll leave it like this. Alright, let's talk to you. Hey, champ, welcome to Sabalu Tower. You'll get a Mega Ring. Oh, snap. Can I get a Pokemon, though? I shall be your first challenge. Oh, damn. What level Pokemon? 27? Aha. Yeah, we're just gonna make Killer carry. Cause I'm not about to risk anything. He's gonna carry everyone. Let's go. He's just insanely good. Look at that. You show promise. Bro, I have a freaking legendary. Of course I show promise. It looks like there are no Pokemon in this area. How are you, though? Have you been RuneScaping, or... What other game have you been playing recently? You told me, I just don't remember right now. I wonder... This is probably a better background for this. Alright. Let's see. Your effort has been valiant, but it ends here. Yeah, I doubt it. Actually, the other one looked fine. I'm getting excited with all the buttons, you know? Alright. Ooh, a crocodile. Oh, no. Nope, 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 nope. Swagger. Nope. Assurance. Oh. We'll keep taking damage like that, though. I don't know if that's smart. A Metagross means nothing to us. A Gorgagagaga. I don't even know what that is. Hey, everything dies to... Oh. Never mind. To flamethrower, I was about to say. I underestimated you. You did. Everyone here underestimates me. What the hell? Alright, let's get out of the tower. That's such a weird gym. I'm assuming it's counts as a gym. I actually want to train our guys and not just carry with one guy. Kind of. So let's push this area. Actually, we have experience share. It's fine. Do you fight? Hey! He's just a... move. He just catches people. Prepare to get it destroyed, she said. What's she gonna say after she sees me kill her? Oh, he always has protect. Prevents stat reductions. Mist is actually useful-ish. But we could always switch out. I'm not really worried about that, so we're gonna take that out. And we'll just flamethrower that. Oh, I got destroyed. Oh, that's literally all that was in this area. That's weird. Sabububu Island. Alright. Na 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 na. I love this song. Hey, I wonder if we could pass him. No. Whoa, take on the Elite Four. She wants to take on... Oh, he's gonna take on that late form. Damn, Atsushi. That guy looks cool. Look at him. He looks really cool. And then you have my character, which looks... Then you have my character, which looks okay. He doesn't look that bad, but Jesus. A Lugia! Oh, interesting. I always forget... Oh, wait. Ancient Power should be super effective, right? Yeah, he literally has... Dragon Rush. Okay, that did much less than I thought it would. Oh, God! Alright, let's Dragon Breath. Oh, that could have been bad. I mean, if he has another Lugia, it could be bad, I guess, but... Yeah, we're fine here. Ugh! Why do you have Ancient Power? Jesus! Deoxys? What are these Pokemon? What's wrong with this guy? He has a freaking Deoxys. I don't think Deoxys will have any moves that kill me. But I'm gonna Super Potion here just in case. Up, where's the potion? I don't even have Super Potions, I just have potions. I mean, I guess we'll Moo Milk. Oh, he used knockoff. Alright, that's fine. We're just gonna flamethrower you. Get out of here. You cheated? No, you cheated. You had 2 freaking legendaries, bro. Jesus. Says I cheated. That's a cool... They should make more gyms styled after, like, different stuff. Like, this is essentially Pokemon Tower. It's a shame there are no wild Pokemon, though. Where is she? Bro, how... Jesus, how high is this? Yeah. Paprika. You Why do so many people have self-destruct? Jesus. Oh, this is actually getting hard to carry with just killer. Maybe because I'm using experience share, so he's not getting as much XP as he can. Na 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 na. I have an enemy I might like. Ooh, what's the enemy? Uh-oh. I feel like I'm falling all the way down. Nah, you're a good trainer, bro. These guys are like freaking crazy. God of High School. I have that's so funny that you mentioned it. I've literally have had it on my list to watch for like months. It's been recommended to me before. How do you like it? Have you watched the whole thing? I think 1 season came out, right? I think next we're gonna do a shiny lock because this is too easy. Hey, there we go. I'm the last challenge, finally. What are these Pokemon? Jesus, you have high-level Pokemon. What is this song? Salamence? Bruh. And he has stupid Intimidate. I wish I had Ice Beam or something. We'll go with Ancient Power here. Jesus. I should have gone with Dragon Breath. Oh, Jesus. Noibat, okay. That's a better Pokemon. Abra. Yes, your highest level Pokemon's a friggin' Abra. It's God. Lol. It's good. Nice. Extraordinary. I know, bro. I have a legendary, girl. I'm kind of scared of for this gym. They freaking level up like so randomly. It's like each gym has like level like 15 levels higher than the highest Poke. How many seasons are out for that show? I kind of want to train a bit. We'll train Pelipper a bit. I want to have a more useful team. Everyone's kind of like sucky right now. and we could train here, I guess, so. Let's use Payback. Payback does double, I think. I think we're just gonna have to... we're just gonna have to do Mach Punch. Ooh, Brine is a good water move. If the foe's HP is down to under half, this will hit with double the power. Yeah, that's actually insane. It's like better than Water Pulse. Nope, nope, nope. Actually, no, he might have a rock. Can't escape. Nope. What? Oh, he only has Bulldoze. All right, whatever. There's only 2 seasons. It came out like a year or 2 ago, right? I have to get back into my anime watching. A new constitution. I'm a Jacob. What? No. Imagine I caught a Diglett instead. I mean, that's not the worst. Oh, magnitude 8. I got so scared. It's actually perfect for Pelipper to train here. Never mind. I don't want to train against that. Just give me Digletts. Let me escape. Jesus. You think so? Yeah. Is the 3rd season confirmed, or do you have no idea? We're just gonna go in because, yeah. What I will do is put Killer first this time. Ooh, God Eater I've heard of as well, but I haven't watched. You like a lot of God animes, yeah? You have no idea? Oh, okay. How about One Piece? Alright. Alright. The moment of truth. Wait, what? Where is she? Jesus. There she is. Welcome, trainer. Oh, I want to hear the audio here. My name's Successor Bell. This tower... Oh my god, this is like freaking... This is like Elite Four music. Or Victory Road music. Yeah, I think it's Victory Road music. Tower of God is good too. Any other God ones? Truth, commitment, willpower. This will take you to the top. Mega Evolution. You deserve nothing. If you wish to unlock the true power, then defeat me in battle! I will try Whammon. Damn! She looks cool. She looks really cool. She's really tall, too. God, these nuts. You did. Alright, we should be fine here with the flamethrower. Thankfully, it's just a freaking Cascoon. Get out of here! Watch it be a Silcoon next. A Doug Trio. Okay. Technically, I should change into Pelipper for this to be smarter. But I'm just going to Dragon Breath because of Stab. And just hope it takes him out. Let's go! Killer is just insanely strong. Lunatone. I always forget Lunatone's weakness. What is it? It's a Psychic Rock. It's such a weird typing. Alright. We're just gonna Dragon Breath for some stab again. Higurashi? I haven't heard of that one. Watch him be paralyzed and he can't move. Let's go! This is so lucky. Alright. Let's go! Hell yeah. I'm gonna take off the hat. Shaman. That's a legendary, bro. I'm gonna flamethrower your ass. Or it's not a legendary, it's a mystical Pokemon. Jesus, it makes such a weird sound. Let's go, Pepper. Starly. Easiest battle of my life. Watch me die to a Starly. Boom, get out of here. Get out of here. Let's go. Is he gonna evolve? Hey, he learned Slash. Let's go. That's not bad. Get out of here. You didn't even Mega Evolve. She's like, even with the advantage of Mega Evolution. Hey, Doctor, what's up? I literally just took off the hat. I'll get a different hat, though. I'll get a different hat. Ow. I need a better place for all my hats. They keep crushing each other and falling. I like this hat. I haven't worn this one in a while, so. How you doing, Doctor? How's life? Have you been able to beat your game yet? Mega Ring, let's go! That's a lot of money too. Yes, I know how to use it, bro. Wait, what the hell? She just left. How'd she go? That was Sussy Baka. Oh. Oh, I showed a little skin. My apologies. Oh, I gotta do one leg at a time. That's the secret. Oh, yo, I started stretching in the mornings, and that still was insanely hard to do. I've been doing other stuff. And ooh, a new map came out. It's a bit unfair and ended up being nerfed. Do you think it was harder than your? You haven't gotten around to playing it, but I'm assuming you saw it, right? Do you think it's harder or easier than yours? There's like no elevator in here. I wonder if they say something now. Whoa! What the hell? What's going on? Whoa! Yo. Oh, she heals my Pokemon. I can't... She said she can't leave her post. That's BS, bro. Bro, what the hell? Yo, the tremors come out of nowhere, and I want to hear them. But I keep turning the audio off to put the music. Anyway. I guess that wasn't completely true. I played for a couple hours. I beat the first few sections. Nice. I knew it was going to be nerfed anyway, so I stopped playing, and then I haven't gone back to it. Even the insanely good player was complaining? Really? Even like the best player in the world? This lets us train our Pokemon more, though, which is kind of cool. Poison gas? Ew. Oh, he only had 2 Pokemon. Oh, come on. Let me heal up, bro. It's a Viper. No. Let's Dragon Breath. Let's go. Haha, enough. Damn, he looks stupid. A Duat though. Okay, I definitely gotta get this antidote out. I like this song. I need to get this antidote. That's so annoying. Yeah, Water Pulse. We're gonna heal up too. I don't like having this little health. This would be annoying if it was a hardcore Nuzlocke though. That's Hyper Potion here. He used ooh, he has Revenge. That's actually very dangerous. I'm just gonna have to hope that Dragon Breath took him out. Hey, a Slash. Let's Flamethrower you. I know it's super effective because you're Steel, right? Hey, Dragon Breath. Too easy, baby. Oh. Ice Beam? Oh, that's a strong move. Ancient Power. Yes! Frozen? Are you kidding me? Oh, and we've thawed out. This fight is irrelevant, he just said. What a loser. No! What the hell? Wait, this is... We gotta hear the game music for this one. What? He just caught a Regirock just like that? What is it? Relic balls are like freaking Master Balls? What the heck? Anyway. Ooh, I should add a button. Oh, I just had a great idea. To add a button, add button for for music. So I could pause the in-game stream elements music, and I just continue the in-game music. By the way. Oh yeah, no, there's no by the way. I added, if you guys noticed, I added Pokemon below. Already, Doctor? Already? Goodbye, bro. Goodbye. Thanks for popping in, bro. I'm always trying to like perfect where I'm standing. Okay, this should be standing. I'm not standing. Sitting. All right, Bayfauna. Okay, Sabulo Cave, baby. New Pokemon. New Pokemon. All right, Sabulo Cave. Sabulo Cave. Everything's called Cross. Right, there we go. New Pokemon, what are we getting? What are we getting? Wait, what? What are we getting? What the heck? There's no Pokemon in here? Ragged map. Huh? Pink, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Oh, he lost the tower. What a loser. There's a red cross. That must be where they're headed. Hey, we got surf from my rival. That's so weird. They just left the map there. That's so, like, random. Okay, so the tower wasn't, it was just for Mega Evolutions. Sabulo Cave doesn't give any Pokemon, it looks like, so. What was your favorite music artist when you were a kid? It changed. At one point, there was, like, CDs and stuff when I was a kid. And my favorite artist then was Sean Paul. Oh, that's the girl. She's so cute. Wait, what the heck? What does she give you? Whoa, she gives me a Pokemon? A Charmeleon? Oh my god. We can't use him. We literally can't use her. We can't use the Charmeleon because Aladdin died already. This is so sad. And it would be a duplicate. Oh my god. Oh. This is so sad. But Sean Paul was my favorite, and Matisiahu became my favorite. And then in high school, Eric Clapton became my favorite. And I think my favorite is still Eric Clapton, probably. I can't even use Mega Evolution. I can't Mega Evolve. That's so sad. Oh. That is so unlucky. What is the... We're getting so... And he has a Charizard Y attached to him. That's so sad. Oh, goodbye, bro. This is such a sad run. Alright, let's teach... We need to get Surf. Can you type it, please? You said it too fast. So my first one was Sean Paul. Second one was Matisiahu. Third one is right now probably Eric Clapton. From what I can remember, maybe I liked Linkin Park a lot at one point. You know, I liked Aerosmith a lot at one point. I liked a lot of classic rock or alternate rock. Aerosmith, Linkin Park. Linkin Park, I only knew a few of their songs. Linkin Park and Sean Paul were around the same time, though. I was pretty young. Alright, that's a shame. That was a big shame. Let's look at the map. This is so cool with the X's. Alright, so it looks like we're gonna have to get to Telemark. Before doing that, let's surf since we could surf. Let's get surfing. Tears in Heaven. Tears in Heaven, I like it. Yeah, I like a lot of his songs, so I can't complain. But aw, that's sweet. Okay, so not every Pokemon can't learn any move. Okay. Seemed like that for a weird reason. Brian is actually stronger than Surf sometimes. Would you know my name? Payback isn't that good. I mean, it's a dark move, which is nice. And Protect seems kind of useless. We'll take out Protect. Would you know my name? I could play this on piano. I mean, on guitar. If I saw you in heaven. Did you look this up? Like you looked up Eric Clapton famous songs? Thanks, bro. Hey, we could surf. Oh, this doesn't count as a new route. I was about to say, Jesus. A Lopunite. Cool. Must be strong. And carry on. 'Cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. This has gotta stop. I don't know that song too well, but I think I know that song. Alright, let's give Sleepy the experience share. Let's see. Yes, I did. Nice. I'll tell you, one of my favorite songs by him is Old Love. I love that song. Would it help me stand? It's a very, like, old people song. He has a lot of rock music, too. I liked him because my mom told me about him, and then I just started learning his songs on guitar. So that was just cool. And I liked that. Okay, there we go. Night and day. 'Cause I know. There we go. Ooh, look at that water. Would you know my name? Ba, ba. Ooh, I could have changed to Pelipper for some free XP there. Probably should have. Reliquary Ruins. Damn it, I screwed up and I didn't catch a Pokemon there, so this is not a new route. Old Love, yep. There's different versions. Absolite, nice. There's different versions of the song though, but I'm sure it'll be a good version. What's the point of this? This song is pretty slow. It's sad. It's about his 40-year-old son who died. Have we been here? We've been here before. Yo, we're back on a different area that we've been already. Oh, that's so sick. That's actually sick. This game really links everything very nicely. Beyond the door. Wait, where was I? Oh, here, Sabalo Cross. And I know I don't need no more. So if I go down and to the right, it looks blocked off here though. So I guess they purposefully made it blocked off. I'm gonna come back here. It's kind of weird. Well, it makes sense that they give us surf before. Oh, you go this way. Sablo Cross. Yeah, we caught a Pokemon here. We caught Pelipper here. Oh no, this is literally where we were like 5 seconds ago. A Shaymin. That would have been cool. Let's go here. Ooh, a Walrein. Bye-bye. A Walrein. Bye-bye. When they attack me, I get so surprised because I don't expect it. Oh, he's a fairy type. I forgot there's fairy types in this game. I could have screwed that up. Oh, I should have bought more potions too. Gary. I got chased by a Marowak. Below. Yeah, let's go back to heal up. Happy Merry Christmas. You'll be able to put a song on in a second. No need to go to your other account. Would you know my name? Alright, so there's a secret cave there. But I want to see what else is here. Beep Beep Max. I don't know if I know this song. Yeah, it looks like there's only the cave here. Ooh. Let me not be stupid. This is a static Pokemon, so I could catch it. Ooh wee woo. Alright. This should be randomized though. If you survive this, I'll catch. Ooh. He has Thunder Punch. Ooh. Whoa! Bone Club. Wait, he might actually kill me. Let's change to Pepper. There we go. He's gonna be a good part of the team. Get caught. Get caught. Let's go. Oh my god. No! I forgot he has Thunder Punch. No! You killed Pepper! I'm actually an idiot. Oh my god. Now I feel like I have to catch him. Alright, we'll go with Ultra Ball. We're not taking any risks here. Please get caught. Yes. Oh my god. Why do all our Pokemon kill our other Pokemon in this game? Jesus Christ. I can't... Oh, and we lost experience share. Oh, no, we didn't. We didn't. We had it on Sleepy. Okay. We'll name you. You're a strong boy. We'll name you Strong. Very original names here. Motherhead? No, it was a boy, though. Oh, because his head is his mother? Yeah. Oh, I should... I'll wait for a name for next time. My apologies. Jesus. How many Pokemon did we lose today? Was that the only one we lost today? Yeah, that was the only one. Right? What a fascist Pokemon. Yeah, let me add him. What a poopy head. Yeah. Alright. Jesus. Alright, so he's still alive. We just got... Pelipper has Surf too. Damn it. Wait, how are we gonna get out of here without Surf? Alright, we're gonna have to use him for Surf. Why are you clapping? Wait, give me a second. Where's Marowak? Wow, indeed. I saved Marowak. Where is he? Oh, there he is. There we go. Wait, give me a second. Monkey do bad. Monkey do good, bro. Monkey's just chilling. What, are you leaving? Are you leaving me? Goodbye. He almost died too. King. Ooh. Thanks for the lurk, bro. Well, we're forced to teach Killer Surf right now. Because no one has it. What do we take? Oh, he's actually a special attacker, so Slash kind of sucks. We'll take out Slash. Let's go. Oh, I love this song. I can feel your body. I can't actually feel your body, don't worry. I'm going round in my... Too much confusion. Okay, yeah. Thankfully, button go brr. I can feel your body. Oh. We just got you, but thank you for your service. This is so sad. Why can't I get over you? I know how to play this on guitar too. This is the best solo that I could play on guitar is from this song. Oh love. Since we finally got, what was that? Oh, the chicken hat fell. Since we finally have access to, you know, to water, let's see where I can go. I kind of want to go to Arrow City. I want to try going down first. We'll be able to catch another Pokemon. Oh, come on, girl. Really? There we go. See your face. Now we have Surf. Let's go. Oh. Why are you still alive? I know that it's not real. There we go. Let's go. Okay. Just an illusion. Wait, I should go right. What am I doing? If I had a Thunder move, that would be... No, he disabled it. Giratina? Bro. Why are you in the water? Dark Ghost Ice Fairy Dragon kills him. Oh my god, our Dragon Breath is disabled. It's a level 27, so... Hopefully okay. Okay, good. Onyx. Let's go. Oh, love. Oh, we did have a Thunder move. I'm an idiot. Leave me alone. Nanbaka. Oh! Is that the one when they're in jail? I think I watched that. I think I watched that when it came out, and then I stopped watching it for some reason. I really liked that show. What do we got? Brick Break! Let's go. That's a good move. Brick Break is always nice to get. Is this just nothing? What's the point of this rock? What the heck? Okay, so we came from here? I don't remember. Yeah, we came from here. Let's try to go down now. Yes. Yeah, that show was cool. I don't know. I don't know why I stopped watching it. Was that a shiny? Ponyard? Or am I... That wasn't shiny, right? Sabulo Island. Oh, this counts as a new encounter. Because we're in the island now. Sabulo Island. Let's see, what will we get? What will we get? What will we get? Really? A Dodo? A Doduo? It was a shiny? Damn. I guess I'll try to catch. Ew, use pursuit. If you survive this, I'll catch you. Why wouldn't you survive that? If you survive this, I'll catch you. Hey, okay. Let's go with the Great Ball. Come on, bro, you small boy. Let's go! What are we naming her? Da, 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 da. What do we name her? Two-head? So far we have pretty simple names. Like Killer, Bussy? Okay. Bussy. Da, 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 da. We got Bussy, yay. Oh, this is close to land too, so we could just heal up here. Technically, we could have fished. I don't know why I... Well, it doesn't matter. Is there another... Do we have access? Oh, interesting. Oh, no, it's closed off. I was wondering if we had access to the water from here, but... Unless from here we have access. Yeah, so all of this is closed off. Okay. Well, good to know. I actually kind of like that it's closed off. All of the Sablo Cross. Yeah, we caught a Pokemon there. Is there a way to get to the other side here? Ooh, Sharp Gust Span. A new Pokemon again. Wait, what? This is called Sharp Gust Span. Sharp Gust Span. What are we getting? What are we getting? Bussy? No, what does that mean? What are we getting? What are we getting? Okay. A Pansage. That's a new Pokemon. That's kind of cool. It's a high-ish level, too. Let's change into Sleepy. Don't Leech Seed me. We're gonna cut you. I don't think it'll kill you. Yeah, that was actually perfect. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, and an Oranberry? No, we're changing back to Killer. Come on, you're a weakling. Get caught by a Great Ball. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go! What are we naming him? A toy pussy? Bussy? Really? Why do you guys know these things? Bussy? Slang term for a gay man's butthole. A butt pussy. A boy pussy. Oh, well, thanks, bro. Thanks. All right, well, I could rename him, so it's fine. Well, I'm not gonna ask you what we're naming him. We're gonna name him Sage. Because that's his name. We almost have a full team. This song sounds pretty, nice. Na 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 na. Da 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 da. Well, Pansage. 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 So we got Pansage now, and what was our fourth Pokemon? I already forgot. Bussy. God damn it. Dodo. Merry Christmas. Bro, this is gonna be on YouTube. Why would you do that? Doduo. Doduo. Duo. There we go. Hey, we got our team. It's actually not as annoying to do as I thought it would be. Why would I know gay slang? What is Tussie? Is Tussie another one? Another pansexual. What? I mean pansage? What? Oh my god. Where are we now? The heck is this? Is this still the same area? I don't want no duck trio. There is a faded poem on the side of it. Only the final line is visible. Waiting emerald waves hush the jaded sky to rest. Huh? What, they think I'm smart? They think I'm gonna understand what that means? Come on, game. Ooh. Aerial ace, okay. I don't know what the rest of that meant. Cussy in the car universe. Okay. I like how I could just change the background. That took so long to get working. Oh, Nanbaka. Because the orange one didn't look that good. Alright, let's first see. Wait, she doesn't need... What? Once I get the surf, I could explore so much more of the world. Wait, was she born here? What the hell? How do you get out? I guess she's a swimmer. That was weird. I do not want to double battle with my sucky guys right now. I'll verse you. A Flygon. Why did I flamethrower? I should have ancient powered. I just don't want to waste my ancient power, I guess. Ooh, bars. South Sea Stretch, another area. South Sea Stretch. I'm gonna teach you how to say it properly. Bussy? Bussy. I don't want to say it properly. New Pokemon. Okay, that's not bad for a new Pokemon. Give me a second. Don't kill strong. Let's go. We're gonna Thunder Punch you. Okay, that might be a good. Give me a second. Come on. Oh, let me just catch this first. Just get caught. Let's go. Where's my Discord? There it is. I don't know if Discord will work with audio. I love how you're in language practice. Hello? Hello? Hey, what's up? How you doing? Bussy? Bussy, you said, right? Oh, the audio's not going into the... Like, Bussy.
Mm-hmm.
Hello? Bussy.
Hello? Yes.
Now I can't hear you. Now I could hear you. Okay. I need to change the settings because right now chat can't hear. Or stream can't hear you. But Bussy. Bussy. Alright, bro. Well, I don't want to know how to say it. I don't care. Well, I'm gonna change his name. I might skip it. I might skip it. Oh god. Alright. I'm gonna name him Toxic. Tussie? No, I'm not gonna name him Tussie. Wait, is this blocked off? Oh, it is. Let me see. Toxic. I'm wondering if I should add him. It seems like I could catch a couple more Pokemon, so I don't want to add anyone yet. I'll just take this one out. Easy. Easy. I'm a beast. Anyway, how are you, Nathan? How are you otherwise? What is that? Oh, that's why you're doing good? Bruh. I think I could get to that with dive later on. It's so weird. This whole area is weird. We'll see. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't want to think about it. What? Too much corruption, man. Too much corruption. Oh, Balloon Way. It's like a balloon, and it's raining. Balloon Way. Another Pokemon. Let's see what we're gonna get. Oh, this is weird. Maybe I shouldn't have come this way. What is here? Kami-sama-mo. What is here? Oh, okay, so Balloon Town is there. I guess I'll heal up, and then I'm supposed to go to Aris City. I wasn't supposed to explore this part yet. Wind Mist City. I think I'm gonna get Fly after this. I feel dumb for going this way right now, actually. Became popular portmanteau on the internet after the word Thrussie started going viral. Throat and portmanteau. So there's Thrussie too. Good to know. Alright. What are we getting? Ooh, Mianfu, whatever his name is. That's a fighting boy. I don't know if we could. I'm not gonna need anything with Ussie. Pussycat? Oh. Nah, I'm gonna. Okay, let's go with Strong and let's Bone Club him. He died! I'm so stupid. Well, it's okay. We have a full party now anyway. Arceus? I could have had an Arceus if I just waited a little longer. Are you serious? Jesus. Yeah. It is bad luck. Ooh! Is she gonna heal my Pokemon? Are you gonna heal my Pokemon? If you win, I'll heal you. Okay, fine. You're a nurse. You should just heal it on your own. Why do I have to battle you for you to heal my Pokemon? Oh, Hariyama is pretty strong. I would know. But he's dead. We would know. Thank you, woman. Thank you. Wait, do you always heal? Oh, she always heals them. That's pretty nice. Alright, what's up here? Whoa! There's a tremor again. Oh, that was so cool. Even the guy was like, what was that? Alright. Articuno? Jeez. This is easy. Yeah, some crazy ass Pokemon. Alright. Let's see what I could do here. Na 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 na. Do 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 do. I don't want to train Bussy. I should put Toxic though. Toxic Rook. I should. Can he? He can learn Fly? She can learn Fly? I didn't know that. So maybe I do need it. Oh. Maybe I will, that's kind of weird. It flies with its neck. But, maybe then I will keep it around. Boop. This is our team. What a weird looking team. Amateros! Ramen guy uses Amateros. That sounds like it'll be interesting. I kind of want to give... Okay, he's level 30 now, so we're going to take... Oh, he has a thick club? Ooh, I didn't realize that. Na, 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 na. Oh, hell yeah, he had a thick club. Alright, we're going to take... Experience share from Sleepy. We'll give it to Toxic Rook. Where is it? Alright, now we'll just run in here. Ooh, this is such an interesting looking place. What the heck? Another Mienfoo. Oh. What a cool place. It's like a forest. And there's nothing here. Okay. Can I go down this? Ooh, I can. Ooh. It looks like I need a waterfall / rock climb to even do anything there. It's literally, the game doesn't let you access this area yet. This is interesting. Very cool area. Alright, let's go back now. We're definitely ready for the gym. And if we're not, then I don't know what to say. What's a cool place? What a cool place. It's like a fort. It was cool, no? I thought it was cool. I don't know. Oh, I'll get off Discord now since I have to fix it. I don't know why no one can hear you. Fix. I haven't watched the newest episode of Naruto. Don't tell me what happens. Alright. Talk to you later. Yeah, I haven't watched the newest episode. I'd like to watch the newest one. I might watch it tonight, actually. But I have to fix Discord. This happens sometimes. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's because of Voice Meter, the thing that I use. Can I get to the other side of this? Oh! I didn't mean to double battle. Damn it. It was cool. I never saw a place like that in Pokemon. Ooh. What's going up, stepsis? No, I'm joking. That's kind of weird, though. I mean, it's not weird. It's just sister and brother. They never had sister and brother, I think. I feel like it's really laggy today. Jesus! What are those Pokemon? What are those? God, I don't want to lose anyone. The AI have some crazy Pokemon. We're gonna Ancient Power Thundurus and... I don't even know. Slash Thundurus? We need to take out that big boy. Oh, thankfully he's dead. Meanwhile, in America... Have you watched the One Piece, though? Slash should... Hey, good job, Sleepy. Oh man. Yeah, you lost. You're a loser. Heracross. Wait, so you're telling me if I go all the way down from here... South Sea stretch at... What is this? Gyarados side. Cool. And I'll be able to dive here later in the future? Cool. Okay, nothing else here. Now we could actually go to where we have to go in this game. There's a lot more water than I expected. It's so weird how everything is put out. Like if we look at this, like this is most of the water. Oh no, it's not. It's not even like half the water in the game. Gyarados Bridge? That should be cool. What's this? Na 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 na. Na, 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 na. Did I verse you? Hey! Hey! Oh, Matras! I did verse you. Arrow City! Another encounter. Arrow City. I'm gonna change into a weaker Pokemon. We'll change into Sleepy for now to see who pops out. Come on, new Pokemon. New Pokemon? New Pokemon! New Pokemon! Oh, new Pokemon! A Persian? Level 16? Get out of my sight! You suck. I guess I could have left it at the daycare, but... Do they always have red eyes? What Pokemon am I surfing on? Killer. On a Reshiram. Bussy. Nah, I'm not surfing on Bussy. I gotta change stupid Bussy's name. How do you see Cebolo Island from here? That's BS. Alright, wait, can I talk to you, Wyman? Wait, weren't we here before? We were here before. Oh, that's why. I never actually, like, caught a Pokemon. Can't wait for the video. God damn it. Whoa, you could go upstairs? Whoa. Wait, can we get something here? Hey, we got a nugget. Should probably change the background now. Oh, I'm still so satisfied with that. Yeah, let's have a Pokemon battle, baby. There's nothing. Get out of my face. Let's Rock Smash you. Let's Rock Smash. What? It's like nothing. Wow, you don't give me anything? Can you see I'm on a date? Ooh, that's so hot. I'm not great at dating, but I love that I get all this free food. Oh my god, whoever wrote the dialogue in this game is hilarious. I love how he's just drinking beer and she's just eating food. She's eating curry and rice. Oh, I want curry and rice, bro. But can I talk to this guy? Why do I have to do all the washing up? Where do they cook the... Oh, I guess they cook it there. Never mind. I didn't even recognize that was an area in this map. We have 6 Pokemon though, which is pretty cool. I don't remember what... Oh, we have to do the map. I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map. We have to go to like Telmerk. Which means we have to go all the way to Windmist. From Salanto, there's a path to go to Windmist. So... Oh, everything's connected by water. Okay, this is cool. We'll just go by water. I think that's the fastest way. Because the ship will take us way too far. Yeah, I think this is the fastest way. Not from here. This would be cool to do the hardcore randomizer challenge in this game. Because there are a good amount of Pokemon you could get without catching. I don't know how possible it would be, but it would be interesting, I think. Yeah, so like from here, we're back home, baby. Maybe we'll go visit Mama, see how she's doing. How you doing, Mama? Where's Mama? Mommy, I missed you. Aw, she says, go and rest upstairs, I love you. You don't heal me for once, my bed does. So weird. Alright, so from here, we go up here, I think. And we should have access to this. And it's just, there's no cutscene. Now we're in the mist. And this is what it made me get the idea to make the different backgrounds. This city. Because look, it's all wintry now. Oh, it's so cool. Okay, so from here we have to go to the right. Which we weren't able to do before. So I don't. How did we get access? How do we have access to it now? An Axu? Oh, that would have been so good. But we already caught a Pokemon here. I think. I hope. What video? The Pokemon video. There's vids of Busty's on a certain website. You don't have to wait. Lol. That's true. Oh, finally we go on this mountain. Frostbite Cave. Oh, this is the same cave. We've been in Frostbite Cave, so no new Pokemon here. Whoa. Oh, there's a fossil. Winner gets the fossil, okay? Bro, you were standing there for half an hour. You could have just picked it up yourself. What a weirdo. Ooh, interesting. These Pokemon are higher level too. Oh, he's gonna be a fighting type, but let's not die. When you don't know what to do, just change into killer. And everything goes well. Oh, Frogadier. It's all yours, buddy. What a nice guy. Hey, sail fossil. Interesting. We'll be able to get that now. Oh. He could go on that website too, though, I suppose. I'm gonna guess that there's a TM here. I'm a oh, it's not a TM. I was about to say I'm a genius. Full restore, that's useful. Ooh, a Luxio. I remember having a Luxio on my first run of Diamond and Pearl. Unfortunately, we won't be able to make the new one randomized, but it'll be a nice break from randomized games. I like how this is like barely anything. Oh, maybe it's not. What the hell? Can I move, sir? You don't want to miss the Meteor Festival? Wait, what? Wait, what? What? Am I supposed to run with him? A Torkoal. Okay, I obviously can't go that way. I love how I was standing there for like half an hour. Alright, I'm gonna save here. Because why not? Ooh, what is this? What the heck? How am I... Huh? How am I supposed to get past this? I did get bamboozled. Remember your orientation lessons? What does that mean? I'm so confused. Oh my god, what are these Pokemon? Can you like move, bro? Am I supposed to bike into you or something? What do I don't even have my bike. You want me to sign a petition? What is this petition, Emily? By the way, welcome. Make Shrek the national bird? I'm not signing this. Bro, this petition started when Trump was president. It literally says, Shrek Forever started this petition to President Donald J. Trump and 2 others. What the? It was started 5 months ago. I'm not signing this, no. No, don't tell me how to live my life. I don't like change.org. I get so many ads from them. Don't put the link in chat, by the way. Like, okay. What am I supposed to do? And I don't care about Shrek being the national bird. I want Pikachu to be the national bird. Come on. You finished homework, Emily? What am I supposed to do? Don't tell me. Wait, let me go back to Professor Redwood. Since we do have a fossil, might as well see what it is. Hopefully it's a new Pokemon from this game. I don't even know if this game has new Pokemon. Edamist Heights. Oh yeah, we caught a Pokemon here. Oh, hater. Yeah, I'm a hater. Pikachu's better. Okay. Alright, so... Thankfully, we could just take this back. Welcome to the thingy thing. I am a hater. Alright, let's go, let's go, let's go. Where's my boy? I've been studying. Nice. What subject? Where's the professor? Oh, he doesn't live in this area. I live in this area. What an annoying professor. Why can't you live where... Oh, wait. Doesn't he live here? Oh. What? Why have I not... Oh, I have explored this. Where are you? Professor! I want fly already. I don't know how to get past the ice guy. Professor, help me. I don't want to go through the cave. Oh, I guess I could go through here. This should be fine. Regirock. Oh my god. Can you, like, run normally? There we go. Professor should be here. Professor! Yo, Professor. Just don't mind me. I'm just gonna revive a fossil. Whoa! How many... When did I get all these fossils? What? What? Oh, I don't have it. Oh, they give you access to, like, every fossil Pokemon. That's actually pretty cool. Well, I have the sail fossil. I don't even know what this is. Let's see what's gonna happen, baby. What's gonna happen? Amora. Oh. Was that a sail fossil? I didn't even realize that. We'll name you Goral. Oh, but it's a boy. I'll name you Rainbow. Unless you guys have better ideas. Because it's like rainbowy. I don't know. Let's go with the rainbow. Do we use rainbow? Yeah, we don't need Bussy. Get out of here, Bussy. But Bussy can learn fly. God damn it. Whatever. We're just gonna stick to this team for now. What's up, Professor? Need more training? The next gym is in Valoon Town. I couldn't get to Valoon Town. Bro, I'm going crazy. I literally couldn't get to Valoon Town. Alright? I went all the way here. And then I couldn't get to Valoon Way. This game is so racist. And then we have that stupid guy over here that doesn't let me get to Ignis Valley. Which is fine, I guess. Maybe it doesn't let me go there now. Okay, bye. Bye, Emily. Bye. We could go down from here. Down, 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 down. Oh my god, the stupid ducks are still there? Ayo. Oh, that's a sexy Pokemon. But I think we already caught a Pokemon here. I swear to god, I hope we did. Oh my god, that's so cool. Oh. Everything Whoa. Everything connects so cool. In such a cool way in this game. A Kyogre? I'll just slash you. You have a freaking Kyogre. You'll be fine, girl. Oh, a lava cookie. A revive. Yeah, that'll be useful. Ooh, Louis Armstrong. Sexy song. Oppo's house. Who the hell is Oppo? What's up, Oppo? Inverse battles. Alright, let's do it. It doesn't matter. I'll just slash everything. That's funny. That was cool. Okay, I did catch a Pokemon in that route. Thank God. Ooh, we could use the ship net. What? Wasn't there a ship here? Where'd the ship go? What the frick? Oh, there it is. What's up, bro? Ooh. Damn, he's fast. Look at that. He just goes back and forth. Alright. So from here we could go left, down. Am I an idiot? Don't answer that. Wait, I could go left, down, and then right. I tried doing that. I tried that already. We're gonna try again. I don't think I have a waterfall. That's why it's impossible. Bruh. What am I supposed to do? Run like you've never ran before. Really? Okay. Oh, no Pokemon. Nice. Move, Whammon. Alright, this should be good. I think... What makes... Huh? We need dive or, like... I'm such a lot... Oh, the riddle! We need to figure out the... Wait, you're not letting me run away? Are you serious? Oh, okay. What a sucker. Why would you sucker punch? There's a faded poem. Only the final line is visible. Okay. The waning emerald waves hush the jaded sky to rest. What the hell does that mean? The emerald lays it the jade to rest. I'm just pressing A everywhere. The waning emerald. So green. Waves hush. I don't even know what that means. Waves hush? What does that mean? Waves hush meaning. Yeah, the hush, the waves are rolling in. What? Waves hush. Oh, makes quiet the jaded sky to rest. So the emerald makes the sky rest. What? The emerald makes the sky rest. We're just gonna go there and hope that I figure it out. Oh, Chansey would have been cool. Ooh, me and you. Can you recall this hotel? I didn't receive a mint on my pillow. What? That's a song? What are these songs you guys are trying to put on that are so long? That's what she said? I don't know. What a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, bruh. Didn't I did all this. Hey, we're back in balloon way. Okay. This is the cool area. I don't get it. What? Oh, I didn't go this way. I'm so stupid. Lacks incest. This is such a cool looking area. I'll go back to forest. Can you really call this a hotel? I didn't receive a mint on my pillow. What? He tried to add it like 30 times. Oh, it's from Undertale. How do you do? I love you. I'm still in Balloon Way. What's up, bro? I'm all hot and bothered. How are you hot, bro? It's raining. And I think to myself. Hey, he roared me. That was kind of cool, actually. Let's seed bomb you. Heliolisk. And I think to myself, what a wonderful Let's go. Actually using different Pokemon. This is like the coolest area I've ever seen. Ooh, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I hate you all. What is this BS? This is really catchy though. Hey. Why are you still alive? Why'd I keep you? Wake up! Wake up! Wake up. Oh, you're awake. Hey. Yo, why does it sound so catchy? What the hell? Hey. Yo. Everyone underestimates me here. What was there though? What's this? Sussy Baka, it's a cricketoon. Literally nothing. Yo. What does it say? Valoon Way, Valoon Town, Southern Sea. This is sick. I really like this ROM hack. I mean, it's the first one I've ever played. But... Yo, ooh, a Flareon. Bussy, thrusty, bussy. Wait, what? No. Wait, what's up here? Yo, it's such an interesting freaking place. I'm getting horny for this place. It's so cool. It's like the coolest location I've ever seen. I love Forestry City. And this reminds me of Forestry. It doesn't really, but it's similar. Uh-oh, bad guys. We need to go and check Nemesis Cave. Oh, they're good guys. Never mind. Hey, what's up, Cashew? Why does everyone know what bussy means? I mean, I'm gonna say bussy because I don't care. I'm not horny for bussy. Yes, we better get Fly. I did so much work. I heard this song a lot because I got stuck on a puzzle for a while the song was playing in the game. Nice. For Undertale. This song sounds so cool. It sounds so... We're gonna give it to Sage. I still haven't gotten a bike because I'm an idiot. Ah, catchy songs. Do you know what buzz? Yeah, now I do. Nathan literally was like, "Yo, get on Discord," and then he told me. Oh, he's a ranger. Wait, what did he say? Don't think rangers need to heal their Pokemon. I'm just here because I have a crush on the nurse. Ooh, it's kind of hot. Ooh, there's different shard people. Cool. I didn't know what it meant when I named Dodo it, though. I wouldn't have named it. Convert stone to shard. I don't even know what that means. We're just gonna ignore that. One day, one time. Ooh. Let's go. What? You know, some sexy moves. Kinda. Decent moves. I just thought it was a made-up word. Well, it is a made-up word. Every word is made up, but... Hey guys, excited for the YouTube video now. I don't know. I feel like I've heard it before, but I just thought it was like you bussin', you know? Like bussin'. Yo, gym leaders here close their gym all the time. Hey, we're gonna buy like 9. 9? We're gonna get some hyper potions. Whoa, let's get 28. Does he not know I'm the greatest ranger in this town? So why is he staying here? Nah. I didn't think I was pure. You guys are just not pure, that's all. Was it drunk and drunk? One step from Eden. Never ending song. Oh, that sounds great. So this whole town is the Rangers. That makes sense because the area outside is like freaking crazy. I really like the route to get to this area, to this town. It's just so cool. Okay, we could catch a new Pokemon in Nemesis River. What a name for a river, by the way. Before that, ooh, there's a Safari Zone. Or it's a contest hall? Rangers headquarters. Oh. Yo, they added stuff from like previous games. Hey, you! Noxie's gases are at all-time high. Oh, there's a swamp? Oh, that's sick. It's not actually never ending, unfortunately. Yeah. I figured because you're able to song request it. Look, I got more unpure because of my friends. Yeah, you were pretty pure when we used to talk about stuff, so I believe that. Celestial. I knew recruit. Wait, can I verse any of these guys? I don't got any bug Pokemon. Ew. Hey, every time. I'm the gym leader. I'm taking a break. I want to enter the contest. What a loser. He looks cool, though. Hey, we just got park balls. This is cool. I wish you could become a bad... I think there's a ROM hack where you're Team Rocket or like a bad guy. I can't wait to play that one. Yeah. One of my first impressions on Nathan was talking about octopus sex. Well, he does want to be a zootologist, so... They smack each other's asses. Don't lie, bro. You smack their ass, too. Yeah, I smack my friends' asses, too. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it's possible to compare with any friends, except if your only friends is Jesus Christ. Yo, Jesus is mad hot. I mean, what? Mad cool. That's true, though. Nemesis River, baby! New Pokemon, baby! New Pokemon! Wait, can't you surf here? Are you serious? Maybe no new Pokemon yet. New Pokemon, baby! What are we getting? What are we getting? Oh, let's go! A Delphox? Let's go! I smacked the backpack and I'm a son to one of them. Oh, nice. Banger song. This does sound pretty hot. Will Rock Smash kill you? I don't know why it's labeled as a fighting move, but... And cut is a bug move. Let's cut you. Psybeam? We're gonna cut you again. Give me one more cut, baby. Don't die. Oh! Perfect! Don't die, don't die. Okay. Perfection, baby. Freaking perfection! Stop howling. Ultra Ball, baby. Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball. Get caught, get caught, get caught. You fascist. Get caught, get caught, get caught. Female Bussy. No, it's not a fussy. Stop it. Stop it. I love Delph. Let's go! Hell yeah. Delphox is a cool Pokemon. Ooh, and we might be able to Mega Evolve, right? It has a Mega Evolution, right? Or a Fox Bussy. We're just gonna name him Fox. There's no Bussy coming here, okay? You freaking 5-year-olds. We're actually gonna use that. Oh, yes. Finally a decent Pokemon. Jesus. The water has died so... Oh. Nemesis River, baby! I don't see the... Oh, this is the river. I'm an idiot. Kurama? What's... I think I lost my tool in Telmerk Swamp. Yeah, I'll find your tool later. Don't wait for me. It's gonna be way later, stupid. I'm sorry. I think the delay is a bit higher today for some reason. Damn, you guys don't need to IQ minus me. I mean, It's fair enough. Oh, these Pokemon are so much better. Get out of here, stupid Bussy. We'll get someone else with Fly. Let's get Rainbow in here. Who do we trade, though? Pansage is good just for... we don't need a Mora. We've used it before. Alright, this is a cool team now. Let's go, baby. Let's freaking go. I'm feeling good because we have Delphox. Oh my god, this can you guys send me the song on like, can you DM me the song on Discord? It's actually so good. It's so catchy. The past few songs you guys put on were like really good. I'm surprised. JK. I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised. Who did we take out? We took out Dudo, right? Boopity, boopita, boopita, bootipa. I have to manually change it now because it doesn't support ROM hacks. But actually, it works. It's working out nice. It's Bussy, not Bussy, bro. Don't IQ minus me for that. Yeah, I gotta reset the IQ, bro. You guys are just savage. Look at this sexy freaking team, baby. Let's go. Jesus, I'm getting horned. I'm a happy. Let's put Killer up front because he's just a beast. Actually, I kind of want to train everyone else, but let's be honest. Killer is just a killer. If Killer dies, that would just be so sad. All right, let's... I think we talked to everyone here. We're just going to push Nemesis River now. Oh, that's so cool. I get it because it's a river. Is there anything here? Oh, Fossil! Helix Fossil. They're not randomized for some reason, which is kind of pissing me off. And I'm pissed. I know you guys can't see it, but I'm pissed. So that's kind of annoying. But it's fine. We have enough Pokemon to get randomized. This is like the worst river ever. What the hell? A rare candy, though. That's nice. This is like not a river. That would have been cool, but Delphox is good. It's fine. Alright, that's where we need to go, so we're just gonna skip that for a second. At least we didn't get a Purloin. The rivaling Durant and Heatmore. Oh, thanks for telling me, bro. I'm tasked with protecting the wilderness. Bro, I'm a person. What's wrong with you? I'm gonna bone club you. I missed! I'm gonna bone club you. Yeah, get out of here, Ampharos. Gorgeist. Gorgeist. This song's aight. Ooh, we could use Fox now. Please have good moves. Okay. Really? Really? Maybe Fire Spin? Let's just Flame Charge. Let's go. Ooh, it's a cave. I think that's where we have to go. I thought the other place was, but let's check out this other area real quick. I really like Marowak, actually. Marowak is cool. Oh yeah, Cashew, look what I added. Oh, there's literally... Oh, a narrow path. A white flute. You DM'd me the song before this? Oh, you did? Thank you. They got those Zions. Ooh, this looks cool. An Altaria Knight. Sick. Look, I could change the background. I spent 6 hours today adding a bunch of different backgrounds just for this game. I think I'm gonna start doing that for every game I play because it's so sick. Ooh, this is like the... Hey, let me escape. That's a nasty looking Pokemon. Yeah, it's a sub. I added a thing. Well, let me show you guys. I always love adding stuff or like improving stream or whatever. Let me show you. I added the wheel. Wheel of Fortune. You got a quick look. If you didn't see what it was on it, too bad. So when we get 5 subs, I spin the wheel. To be honest, I saw another streamer do it, and I was like, that's such a cool idea. And so I just did that. You love it? Right? Isn't that cool? I'll take more advice for more stuff to add to the wheel, but yeah. Yeah, Beans was on it. Nemesis Cave. This is a new area as well. Nemesis Cave. I think I'm gonna come back. Oh my god, it's so loud. I'll be right back. Stupid humidifier. Don't you know I'm playing games? Fascist. Anyway. Look, I have for cave. Oh, I love this song. And now it's all cave. You know what's the coolest thing too? I used the color picker to get the exact colors for like Pokemon games generally. So the colors match very closely to the actual like stuff. Can you make a wheel like that? I have some ideas of how to use it. I used stream elements. Let me show you. Where's my browser button here? So I used Streamlabs, sorry, to make it. You could use Stream Elements too to make it. And I just like fixed the stuff there and I made it. Okay, what? Yeah, give me ideas. I love hearing ideas. Let me see what Pokemon we get first though. What are we getting? What are we getting? It's a cave, bro. There we go. What are we getting? A Hypno. Okay, that's actually it's a good Pokemon. We're gonna Thunder Punch it. I'm gonna change into Killer. And I'm gonna try to just Ultra Ball it. Come on. Come on. First try, let's go. What did we name in her? One of them was Levelhead specific. Another one is using it to choose what game I play. Yeah. Check out Streamlabs, and I think Streamlabs is better for the wheel, but you could actually I'm not sure. You could check out Stream Elements as well. I use both for various things. Yeah, I could do that too. That's true. That's actually very cool. Yeah, I could do that. I just don't want to be forced to play a game that I have to buy like for $60 or something, you know. But that's a good idea. But yeah, definitely look into it then. Yeah, adding a wheel. We're gonna name you No. I kind of want to replace someone for No. To be honest, because this team is looking pretty good. Sleepy we have to keep around because we've had him. Toxic is cool. We might just keep this team for now, actually. Alright. It's weird how grass can grow here. See, that guy doesn't want to verse me. That's a normal guy. Why are there trainers here? Can limit it to games in your Steam library. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind if they're cheapish. Like, if they're cheap games, I don't mind. I have so many games that I haven't played. Oh, so that would work well for you. But yeah, I don't mind if they're cheap games, but yeah, I guess I'll limit the price of the game. Plus, if it's in my library, that's a good idea. And I could, let me write it down. It'll be like a 1% chance of making me play a different game though, on the spot. 1%. That could get annoying to change stuff, but it's 1%, so that could be cool. 1% game, and then let me make a command for ! games or something, so people could see a list of games I have. That's a good idea. And then $10, and then wheel, ! wheel, for that as well. Sending TikToks again, bro. This better be amazing. Anti-horny spray. That was actually one of the best TikToks you sent, because you always call me horny. That was a good TikTok. That was good. Hatu soda. Life goes by. We're gonna give a hyper potion to Fox. Might as well use all our potions. Oh, we have charcoal. Let's give charcoal to Fox. Excuse me. And let's just potion up Killer. I don't know what we're gonna verse here. This should be good. Die? Why want me to die, bro? Alright, what's here? Jesus. Groudon? Imagine we caught a Groudon. Can't escape? Ah! You freaking Groudon. Jesus. Alright, we know who to keep out first now. Oh. I'll just potion you. Is there anything here? Do I want to jump over this? I don't know where anything leads to. I could change out, but I'm gonna start changing out if you know, if someone has more than one Pokemon. Ooh. Thankfully I have Rock Smash. Skip? You don't like this song? Gaia. Wow, that was like the most pointless Rock Smash. Stupid! Ooh, Zoroa would have been such a cool Pokemon to get. Overplayed? Fair enough, I'll skip it. Fair enough. You hater. Ooh, a Tailo. I don't want to go forward without... Ooh, another... Yo, there's so many fossils. If we randomized this, this would have been such a... Yo, the amount of Pokemon... This is cool, man. This game is cool. I think I'll do a hardcore Nuzlocke run of this game in the future. It seems like there's quite a bit here that you could do as well. I feel like you could get all the Regis on these random rocks. Alright, so we've pretty much explored all of that. Groudon, stop it. It seems like... I don't want to jump over that one. A lot of cool Pokemon here. What is it, like every 3 steps? Jesus Christ. Alright, okay, so that takes... Ooh, Simipour. That takes us back to the start. So... Did she just say, I don't believe you'll make it far, friend? What an asshole. Oh, what a shock. I was wrong to assume you're... Why does everyone assume they're weaker than me in this game? Jesus. They gotta make less cocky AI. Or NPCs, I should say. That's the proper term. Jesus. Nobody got hurt in the earthquake. Oh, nice. Are they earthquakes? I feel like they're not earthquakes. I feel like they're being controlled by the bad guys. Binnacle is such an ugly Pokemon, but I always forget its type. It's a water rock type. What a sucky type. Wait, Sage could do a lot of damage here then. Oh, he's a high level Sage, but Seed Bomb is butt. Let's go! That's how you get XP. Is this song overplayed? Have you heard it? Haha. Oh no, am I going the right way? No. I wanted to check out the other area. Ooh. Ooh. I see I found the Nemesis Cave tablet. We've been investigating. It's connected to the earthquakes. We've tried bringing a little leap and nothing happened. Just nice. Interesting. I don't got no bug Pokemon. I do have an escape rope, but I wanna check out the rest of this tunnel. Thankfully, I bought escape ropes. Tunnel. I don't know English. Groudon, stop it. The rest of this cave. Bruh. Oh, there's like more trainers here. I wonder if this leads to something. We're gonna flamethrower you, even though ancient power would have killed you. Ooh, Ivysaur next. Fox, you know what to do. Flame charge. Flame charge. Good girl. Boy. Oh, you're a boy. Sorry. Hey. Stop it, Groudon. Dig. I don't know why I got excited for it. Who requested it? No, these are my background songs. when you guys hear mostly Japanese songs, it's most likely just my background songs, which means please put on music if you want, because I've heard my background songs a lot. Especially the music you've been putting today was just very... I liked it. Alright. I'm assuming this is a dead... Oh, yep, okay. I'm tougher than tough. Why does everyone try to prove something to me? Jesus. Charmander. You're tougher than tough with the Charmander? What moves do you even have, Toxic? You know what? Use Pursuit. Use Revenge. Really? Oh, it still worked. Revenge is actually really powerful. I've got to toughen up. No, you tough, girl. You tough. You pretty cute, too. I mean, what? I really hope these girls are not young. Okay, so this just leads back. Lucky Punch. I think that's a good item. Jesus, so many items. They're all probably like 10. Nah, bro, chill. One of them's like 11, right? Gardevoir, right? I get so excited for the things. Like, come on, that guy's not 10. He's a big boy. Oh, I didn't pay attention. Did it say Meryl? It did say Meryl. Damn it. Dragon Breath doesn't affect it? What? Meryl's annoying. That's a big boy. My god, Continy, get out of my face! Alright, nope. I can't handle this. We're getting out of here. Look how many ites I have. There it is. Escape rope, baby. Let's go. You know what that means? Change the... We haven't versed... Jesus. Between the 3rd and 4th gym is like a lot of stuff. Are you sure it's here? I lost the map. I'm not sure now. Oh, I have the map. Ezekiel. There's so many like officers in this. So many bad guys or whatever. Oh, a Heracross would be sexy. Bag on, you're so sexy, but... What am I doing? Wait, what? What am I doing? What in action? Oh, there we are. I'm such an idiot. Stop speeding up. Like, that scientist is not 10. He's probably like 12. But we're back in Balloon Town. Let's heal up our guys and a lot of stuff. And head here. No head. Oh, we have to go to the headquarters. I can't participate in this bug catcher thing. Killer will join. He's not a bug. The heck? Well, I guess that works. Let's go. Another TikTok? What is... Let me explain. According to the scientist, choke on my... I didn't read the whole thing. So, I didn't read it. So you got owned. It didn't trick me. Haha. Nathan. Oh, it's a bug catching tournament. I'm an idiot. I don't know what this area is considered. I don't know if this is considered a new area or not. So let's see if we could look at our map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. Hey, thanks for the hydrate. It says I'm in Balloon Town. Let me see. I don't think I caught a Pokemon in Balloon Town. I haven't caught a Pokemon in Balloon Town, so I'll count this as a Balloon Town capture. If it lets me keep the Pokemon. Hi, I'm new! Alright, let's see what we're getting. A Cherum. Get out of my sight. I don't care about no Cherum. No, we're not catching that. Well, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna assume... Wait, what? The Pokemon's level affects the points you get? I don't care about no points. I don't want to waste my balls on friggin' Zigzagoon, bro. What do you think I want a Zigzagoon? Like, I wonder how many people actually enjoy doing this type of stuff. I feel like it could be enjoyable, but... Look at the background. What's on those trees? Water? Pleasure quarter. What the hell is that? I'm looking forward to hearing it. I'm looking forward to hearing it. Ooh. It seems like they're randomized a bit, their levels. Oh, Garchomp. That would have been sexy. What does this guy say? The first Pokemon to catch is in here will be your entry. Oh, interesting. Oh, I'm finding our Caterpie. Oh, this is actually really cool. Okay, I get it. I get it. Let's try to go for the Garchomp again. Nico, what's up? Ohayou gozaimasu. Ohayou. My name and see what comes up. I'm saying no. You can probably find a song. Some Gravity Rush's OST will encourage me to finally finish it. I wanted to get Gravity Rush. Is it fun? It looks really cool. I only know about the character because of PlayStation All Stars, which is like a Super Smash game. It was really fun. Hi, Nick. Oh, I'm dyslexic. What's up, Nico? I'm good, man. How are you doing? I saw your latest Pokemon video. Yeah. Mawile is not bad. If it survives, I'll catch it. Ha, who am I kidding me? Who am I kidding me? What is that? I'm only using Killer. I'm an idiot. They're too low level. Garchomp. Wait, can I just throw like a ball that will catch you for sure? Ooh, Park Ball. Oh, this considered the Valoon Reserve. Come on. Let's go! Let's go! Alright, so this is the Valoon Reserve. It's not the town, so... I'll just write Valoon Reserve. Let's go. We can't catch him because it's not the first encountered Pokemon. I'm in third place? I caught a freaking Garch... Oh, it's not a bug Pokemon. I had like 30 points and this Beastly got what? How do you get second place? A Beatrolite. I don't care about no Beatrolite. Get out of my face. That was stupid. It's very fun. I'm not buying no Park Balls. What are you, crazy? Wait, do I keep that? Did I legit just catch a freaking... Do I have a Gardevoir? Do I have a Garchomp now? No, I don't. Oh, wait, I do. Oh, that's crazy. But... Sorry, bro. Sorry, girl. Oh, they put all the... They couldn't put my Pokemon back? What's wrong with you, bro? What is this game? By the way, do you guys think I should make it so that your songs just come in the middle of my songs, so it just cuts in between when you request? That's probably better, right? So you don't have to hear this the whole way. No, let me do that. Skip backup list mid-track upon incoming request. There we go. I think that's better. So now Gravity Rush. Yeah. Did you send another TikTok? What is this? Did you know that a recent study published found that shorter people may have a longer life? Well, the person that sent you this has some good news for you. Listen, I'll take it. If I'm immortal, I'll take it. I know you, bro. I'm not even short. You're just tall, Nathan. It is tonight, yeah. It's 11 p.m. 11:36 p.m. Shortened version. You can find the video on YouTube and then put it, but I mean that's different. Sorry, bro. Sorry. Delphox. I want Delphox to see more action. Maybe I put the experience share on her. Him. Jesus, why are there so many males in this game? It's so racist. Let's get experience share in here. Come on. Guys, the amount of... Wait, no. The amount of times I'm going up and pressing up and down is, like, insane. Like, Jesus. There we go. Yeah, we don't got no Chansey. We could have had a Chansey, but we screwed up in the beginning. Cortez the Killer. Let's see if it's a good song. 4'1". I'm not 4'1". I'm 4'2". Come on, bro. I was kind of messed up. Please gym. Hey, gym time, baby. Gym time. Let's see. We just reopened. Yes, I know, I know. Of course he came in first place. It's so BS, bro. This is the gym background that I put for myself. Jesus. Look at them looking all over the place. I'll verse you all. Level 31. They're getting kind of high. Right, we gotta train other guys, though. Coughing. What beats poison? Coughing, weakness. He's just a poison, right? Psychic. We don't have Hypno, so we're just gonna have to stay with Killer here and Surf. We got Surf and Flamethrower, which is nice. This is a very chill song. Oh, am I supposed to press on this? What the hell? Alright. I'm more than just a maniac. I'm a maniac. I don't know why you're proud of that, but okay. Level 40, baby. Let's go. Furfro. Furfro is a normal. We're gonna go with Strong, because he's strong. And we're gonna Thunder Punch you. Bone Club is good because of... Oh, Strong! You're not that strong, are you? Oh, God, you almost died. Let's go with Toxic. Oh, this might have been a... Wait, Dark should kill you. Jesus, why is Uproar so powerful? Okay, good. We're taking chances here, but I think it's good. Yo, this song is good so far. What the hell? Imagine it's like Cortez the Killer, and you're just like, what? Cortez the Killer. That's the song, bro. Are you ready to fight? Yeah, I'm ready to frickin' fight, baby. You're a pumpkin. You're in season. Mesprit. Alright, we'll stay with Killer for that. Let's go. Kaboom, are you ready? These people are so mean. Get out of here. Oh, it's over. Explosion's a risky move. Thank God you didn't use it. You need to activate each tile. Oh, we have to make them smile. Oh, that's cool. Let's see. I want to... How many trainers are there? Jesus. Oh my God. Wait, does this work how I think this works? Wait, what beats flying? Yo, whoa, whoa. Well, we'll just keep you in. Too much thinking. Bro. He's literally encased in... I just spit on myself. He's encased in it? That's hilarious. What if he has claustrophobia? Lapunny! You know what, Fox? I believe in you. Don't frickin' die. Okay. Stop hitting our boy. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, let's go heal up. This song's alright. What is it? Just an instrumental? What is this? Ooh. It has to be like, yo, 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 yo. You know? Now let's make everything smile. Hey, how are you not claustrophobic, bro? The moment we've all been waiting for, or. Why, hey there. It was mighty fun competing against you. Look at this loser. Look at him petting some Pokemon that'll bite him in his ass. Look at me, a sexy individual. Good luck in this battle. Good luck in this battle, Leader Vernon. Leader Vermin. More like Leader Vermin. Jesus, this is Snorlax? I forgot we could heal up. Thankfully, he didn't paralyze. Really, bro? Alright, let's hyper potion here. His first Pokemon's actually kind of annoying. Bro, heal your guy. Cure him? Oh my god! What? Wait, isn't that like my other half? Oh my god. Wait. Do I just stay and use a dragon move? Do I risk it? This song is... Yeah, I like this song too. No? I don't risk it? What do you mean? Because I took damage? Squirrel, I got all the nuts. Wait, I forgot... You're sending good TikToks today. Zekrom, your other half? Oh yeah, that's what I said, no? Oh no, this is... Cure him! Oh my god. You're right, Zekrom is my other half. This is from Black and White 2. Jesus. He's the combined version or something, right? Dragon Breath him. Come on, killer. You're a big boy. Let's go! One shot KO. The good TikToks come at this time. Okay. Ooh, light screen. Light screen, good move, but we're not teaching it to you. Mawile. Do some work, Fox. I don't care how big of a level that Pokemon is. Flame charge his ass. Let's go. I didn't pay attention. What did it say? What was the Pokemon? Oh, why not? Ew. 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 Die. No! Are you kidding me? Killer! Are you serious? I hate this. Why does this Pokemon exist in Pokemon? I'm out. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why not? Why not? Why are you smiling? Are you smiling? You freaking crazy Pokemon. You're insane. You're insane. You're insane. You're insane. Why are you smiling? Why are you smiling? You're a sociopath. You're a sociopath. You're a sociopath. Killer is dead. Killer is dead. Killer is dead. Like Killer was supposed to carry the entire run. Now I actually have to think. But I guess I'll make it through. Somehow. Some way. I'll find a new killer. God damn it, bro. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like... Are you kidding me? Bro. Frickin' Neil Young's song. Oh. Cortez the Killer. Why'd you have to ruin it, bro? He's dead. And now, if he heals up and kills more of my Pokemon, I'm gonna go crazy. Iron Head him. I don't care about that stupid badge, bro. You killed Killer! You think I care about U-turn? You freaking killed a Pokemon. I had so much fun. You and your why not are sociopaths. You're freaking psychopaths. I'm getting out of here. I don't want to look at a TikTok right now. What? What now? It's stupid. I'm not versing you. Shut up, sub. You gave me a gas mask? Oh, thank you. What the hell is this, Germany? God. This song actually kind of fits in. He had I forgot he had an amulet coin. That's why we had so much money. You carried us all this way, Killer. You killed our original starter, Aladdin, but Jesus, without you, I don't know how many would have died. I thank you for your service. I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna be a better video now. At least someone... It's gonna be harder now. Killer came back! Okay, that's because he has Surf. We'll just put you here for now. Can we teach anyone here Surf? It's okay, buddy. It's not okay. I'll look at the TikTok soon. No one can learn Surf. You freaking losers. I'm guessing Rainbow could learn Surf. And I don't mind using Rainbow. Oh, come on my butt, Rainbow. Please don't tell me Bussy is gonna learn Surf. Hallelujah. No one can learn. No one can freaking learn Surf. What's up, Justin? It's Bussy time? No, Bussy is useless here too. Useful responses for the group. What? The ones that don't require audio work better. What's up, Justin? Sorry, I'm just a bit sad. We just lost our best Pokemon, who happened to be a legendary also. I'm not using Bussy. Jesus, he was so good. Sage, I feel like I don't need you, but having grass moves is alright. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this team looks better, Sage. Like, a Hypno looks better. Sorry. Ufsa? What's Ufsa? But how you doing, bro? How you doing? Maybe we could teach Shadow... Maybe I should have... Sleepy could learn Shadow Claw? Maybe I should have taught Shadow Claw earlier. Maybe then we would have had a chance. Ugh, what an unfortunate bro. He's literally just carrying sucky moves. Alright, let's get rid of Slash. Slash is a good move, but it's a Yo, TM stay? What the hell? In this game, TM stay? Jesus, I didn't know that. If I knew that, I would have been playing a bit differently. Dig is 80 power in this game? The hell? Paprika. Bye, Bone Club. The heck? Sitting in my Golden Girl PJs. Wow, I want to see a picture of that. Living the life. Jesus. If I knew all this, I would have taught all this earlier. Well, then again, I thought Killer would be enough. I didn't have to think about it. Thunder Punch is so cool to have. We never used Double Edge. Let's just take that out. Might as well teach it again. We'll teach Toxic. Do we... Feint Attack is better than Pursuit. But oh, I love the song. Swagger could be good. Swagger's kind of bad. Let's get rid of Swagger. Let's be honest. Oh, Stealth Rock is going to be useful. We could teach Brick Break to No. He has Meditate. Oh, I was like, what happened to my song? I forgot it cuts in now. Hey. Poison Gas has 90% accuracy. That's actually insane. I didn't realize that. Psybeam only does 60. Oh, can we get Psychic? No one can learn Steel Wing. Aerial Ace. It would be nice to have more diversity with our moves here. Sleepy. I don't want to take out Slack off because if he evolves, I don't know how to evolve Vigoroth. How to evolve Vigoroth into Slacking Pokemon Gaia. Well, whatever. How do you evolve him generally? Level 36? Oh. Do you guys think it's worth keeping Slack off on? Just for that? We gotta get rid of Cut and Rock Smash. Jesus Christ. It's just so terrible. No one can learn U-turn. Okay, well, this looks fine. Welcome back, Nico. I didn't know it would stop. No, don't be sorry. That's fine. I changed it on purpose so you guys could hear your music faster. Hey, what'd you have for breakfast? Send me a DM. Hey, those are some sexy freaking PJs. And look at that Lilo and that Stitch in the background. That's awesome. What the hell? Yes, Cortez, thank you for the song. And Cashew sent me the song too. Look at you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys both sent me the song. Alright, I'm gonna check it out afterwards. I sent it better. I don't know if I could show you his PJs. He had a big bulge there also, so. A fire truck is actually a water truck? Yo, that is so true, actually. Oh, this is gonna be really hard. That's what she said. We're gonna take the XP share and give it to Rainbow. I don't know if it's worth it for Rainbow. It looks like a Trubbish. It does look like a Trubbish. I don't know how much we're gonna do in the next area. I'm gonna try to be careful so we don't lose anyone. I'm gonna give XP share. I'm gonna give Charcoal. I'm gonna see what else we could give. White Flute. When blown. Why would I want wild Pokemon to appear? Lax Incest. Reduces the foe's accuracy. Ooh. Okay, so we're gonna add that to a Pokemon. Prevents the use of status move. PP Max. Twisted Spoon. Ooh! Oh, we already have the club on him. Ability Pill. Blue Shard. Do we have anything else here? Life Orb. We can't use it in a Life Orb. Our guys suck too much. An item that prevents stat reduction among party... Choice Scarf could be cool. Ooh, Eviolite could be useful. Sorry, I'm looking through all the stuff I have. Sooth Bell. We don't have any friendly. Okay, so I have like 2 or 3 things I could do. You'll never hear your songs. It's okay. Why is bacon called bacon and cookies called cookies if you cook bacon and bake cookies? Damn, are you looking these up? Because these are gold. I don't know. Okay, let's give the Charcoal. Let's give Sleepy the thing that buffs his defenses. Eviolite. Because he could still evolve. Let's give Toxic. Ooh, this song's mad good. Can you send me the song too? What the heck? I'll look at chat in a moment. Gomenasai. I'm so concentrated on this. Where was it? Here, Lax. And does he have any psychic moves? I already forgot. Nope. Well, he has Psybeam. Ooh, he has Psybeam, which means we have a Twisted Spoon. Okay, that one I know. I almost gave him a Hyper Potion back then. All our guys have items. Hell yeah. So what'd you eat, Nico, for breakfast? And why do they call bacon bacon? Do clothes in China just say made down the road? Proudly made in the US. Oh, they might. That's a good point, Cashew. They might just say that. If your shirt isn't tucked into your pants, is your pants tucked into your shirt? Yeah, I think so. These are great. What is this? This is not a song. Nice. Our guys are way too low level. I'm gonna save here. What is it? This is not a song. Spaghetti? What? Oh, it's an actual song. I was like, what the hell is this? I think I've heard this song before, actually. Reaction stream Pog. Nope. Reaction streams every Saturday. I'm gonna try to make it happen every Saturday. I don't remember if I made an announcement for it yet, but... I'm gonna try to do it every Saturday. Weekends are tricky sometimes. Rice and beans. I like this song. It sounds nice. I don't have a... You're a... What? There's such assholes in this game. You have a Zangoose? I'll give you a Spiritomb. You're a fool. Get out of my face. You're an old man. Can I share my reaction to your stream? Sure. Hats off. I'm gonna use the hat I used earlier because I'm too lazy to get up for other hats. If you're oh, I missed this. My bad. If you're invisible and you close your eyes, can you see through your eyelids? No. That's an easy one. No. What is this gonna look like? Ooh la la, this looks sexy. I guess it looks like our original color, so I'll go back to the original. It's kind of orangey. Where's my gas mask? Bro, they said I'm wearing a gas mask. I have no gas mask on. My guy has no gas mask. He's just chilling, bro. I don't know if... Actually, I don't like how the orange looks. We're gonna go to the forest. Are you invisible to yourself, too? Yeah? You are. Wait, why is this guy versing me? I'm always prepared for the Why are you versing me? You're just a ranger. Oh my god. Oh, oh my god, I forgot I don't have killer now. I have to be really careful. And I have to train all my guys. Oh, oh, I can't teach surf to anyone. I mean, will Brick Break do well here? Takedown. Hey, let's go. I'll stub my toes so often. I think you would get used to it, no? Much more often than I already do. Lol. I think you got used to it. Let's go, Strong. Machoke. What beats fighting? We could use Psychic. We could use number. No, but he's level 27. She's level 27. What's the next song not playing? Oh, because I went outside of the app by accident. What do I use here, guys? Machamp is pretty strong, so I need to have a guy whose attack is strong. We could use Flying or Psychic. I think we're forced to use No here. Wait, Fighting kills Psychic? It doesn't, right? No, Bug, Dark, and Ghost kill him. So it should be good here. Should we poison gas into Psybeam? Let's try to just Psybeam. Hey, that's a good damage. And he's confused. Let's go. No, not revenge. Oh my god. Thank god. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Oh, there's a new Pokemon in this area. Telmerk Swamp. I think we're gonna end stream after this because Jesus Christ, depending on what the... Actually, yeah, we might just... I love this song too. Bro, I went... Me and one of my friends, this guy, this was our song. Every time we would go to karaoke, we would be like... Interest me everywhere. Imagination, life is your creation. Yeah, we'll do some community games. It's pretty early, so... That sounds good. Let me just heal up real quick. I want to see what our last Pokemon will be this time. What games do you guys want to play for community games? Ah! I'm always yours. It's not early for me. It's midnight. It's midnight for me too, but that's early. Hey, it's Martin's birthday. It's literally Martin's birthday right now. Jackbox it? Oh, I don't have Jackbox. Jackbox is one of those that I'm scared to play with chat because TOS, but what will we catch? The moment of truth. Mine Jr. Okay. It's a level 32, which is very nice. We definitely gotta change out. What is Toxicroak's type? Psychic, Ground, and Flying kill it? Like what? Psychic kills my whole team? What the hell is this? Wait, why am I changing out? Strong should be fine here. Wait, will he? Because he's just a ground, right? We should be fine. Could I stream it on the Discord and have you stream that? Yeah, we could do Jackbox. I'm just scared of doing it. I don't like doing it on stream. For reasons Justin probably knows. I don't mind doing it off stream, but... Fantastic. I'm gonna Iron Head him. And it killed him. I'm an idiot. Steel's super effective. God damn it. Whatever. Oh, can't catch a Mime Jr. now. Imagination, life is your creation. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Yeah. Oh, well, there goes a new... Whatever, I'm good with this team. We definitely gotta train before heading on, though. I'm having so much fun. Oh, we could train here, actually. Oh, I love you, Ken. I think pushing all our guys to level 32-ish would be good. I'm gonna save here, and next time we'll push to 32. Maybe I'll make a background for this area, too, since it looks so different. Let me just save. Is this Shrek? Who put frickin' Shrek on? Because it sounds awesome. I freaking love Shrek. The color looks different here, so I might add a background for this. Background for Swamp. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la. Oh, okay. Yeah, rules. It's not rules. It's Nuzlocke. All right, let me stop recording. Take off the stupid hat, and we'll go into this stuff. Poopy pie, poopy pie, poopy pie. La, 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 la. Can you guys, like, make my IQ go up a bit? Shrek 2, nice. Okay. Maybe I should make it exclamation point rules too, so you could do both. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm such a genius sometimes. Here's Shrek 2. Let's do some bomb party for now. I'd like to dedicate this song to your mom. Oh. Why is it so low? Wait, I gotta open it. Oh my god, nah. Wait, we gotta take a break. Look at this. Anyone else miss this? Oh, come on, load faster. My computer's like dying. Why are comments turned off? Fine. Look at this. My computer's like dying. One thing I know. I'm going to Task Manager. What the hell's killing my computer? Probably streaming. I need a hit. Oh my god, my CPU is at 100%. What? This party. Yo, let's go, bro. I need a hero. Wait, did you guys even see it? Or am I an idiot? And you guys didn't see it. I'm a freaking idiot, aren't I? Don't answer that. It's actually lagging like crazy. This is the first time this ever happened. We can't help you with that. That's on you. I'm an idiot. Alright, let's play Bomb Party. Oh. No! Stop it! Jesus. OBS, don't crash! This has never happened before. Let me exit some stuff. Let me get off of TikTok. No, you guys see me, right? I'm still here. I'm still here. Okay, I have to take it out from YouTube. I have to play it on the app because Jesus, I don't know what the hell, why everything is dying. Wait, you don't see me? Let me see. What the hell's going on? Let me put it under code. Ah! I can't double click anything. I have to be so careful on OBS. It's like loading in so slowly. Did I get a virus, bro? Alright. Okay, well, we should be good. We should be good. We should be good. I fixed life. Okay. You see me? Okay. Should be good now. Should be good. I think I fixed it. I think I fixed it. I need a hero. Poor network connection. What the hell? Jesus. Can you guys even hear me? Let's try one game. Yes. All right. I think it's because my computer has like no space left. Is our turn, Justin? No. Oh yeah, you have to make a words. Oh, there you go. You're a bit lit. No? Why are you so mean, Doctor? You're so mean to me. Each. Do the hustle, hustle, hustle. Hustle. Oh, it fixed. Guys, it fixed. Let's go. It's fixed. Bada, bada. It's dead now. Never mind. Pax. Pax is a word? It's like, so what's going on? This never happens ever. It's frustrating. You're confused? Yeah, no worries. Now you know how to play it though, right? Can you send me this song too? Basically, the word in the letters in the middle, you have to make a word using those letters. But if someone else had a word like that, then you can't do it. I don't know if you heard me, but I think we're gonna end after this one. I'm gonna. It's kind of driving me crazy. Unless it works properly. It looks slow. I'm gonna go on my phone and see how it is. Ral? Arrow? Huh? Oh. Ralts. No, that's a Pokemon. Ambition. Yeah. Da, 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 da. Feel Good is a great song. Busy? No worries. Damn, Cortez won. Nice. I will play another one. I'm gonna go on stream on my phone and see how it is. I'll put the link in again. Da-da, 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 ba-da, ba-da. Alright. Da-da, da-da. It's still blacking out. I'm gonna go on stream on my phone and see how it is. Yeah, it's so laggy. What the hell's going on? Oh god. But bus. Come. Yes, of course I saw come. Oh, it looks better now. It looks better on my phone. It is delayed though. Abs. Let's go. Grateful. Gracias. Try grateful, guys. Great. Oh yeah, grass is a word. Da-da, da-da. Great, yeah. Hems. Full. Port? Okay. This song is overplayed, but it's still a good song. Feel good. Ba-da-da-ba-ba. Feel good. I feel good, even though we lost Killer. Ooh, Justin and Nathan on 1 life. Let's go with the ants. Ba-da-da, boopy. Do. Ba-da-da, hoopy. Maybe because I added all those backgrounds, my computer's like, bro, what are you doing? It's either that, or I got a virus, or it's too much. I have to make more space on my computer. It's one of those, I think. Because that's literally never happened before. My computer's like working overtime. Yeah, go with boss or gloss. No, Justin and Nathan are out. Aw. Confire. Fire. This is rough. The first bit, a lot of community games, it's very hard when you start, but then you get used to it and you get better. Rip indeed. Stop blacking out, stupid screen. Pacier? Pacier, that works? I was gonna try Glacier, but... Photosynthesize. Damn, you got it. Nice. Just... You know what is bussy? Bussy? Yip? Yip. Show off. Lol. Deer. I'm about to get another life, baby. Look at you losers. Just kidding. Yeah, I don't know what's EWO. Lower? Oh, I got a different one. Let's go. Cortez is out, though. Aw. Between me and Cashew. I need LQV. LQV. I am arrogant. QV. QV. Spiky. QV. What's with Q and a V? Changing. I need... Oh, questioning. I need ing. Oh, there we go. Questioning. Let's go. Hammer. Matto. No, come on. I'm gonna win. Oh, Adam. Love. Lum. Oh, thank God. Vop. Poop. Let's go. I made PP's name and put. Yeah, you did. Autism. I got way too excited for that one. We'll put 1 heart next, so people have more time to. Let's go. Let's go. I won. I'll put the link one more time. This is the last game. The lag is driving me crazy. Unfortunately, we're ending it a bit early today. Gomen nasai. But we will be back tomorrow after this game. The hell is this song? There's just helicopters passing by? Oh, I forgot to change it to 1 heart. Whatever. It's fine like this. Thank you, Nathan. Ginger, put Ginger. Nice. Robber. Speaking of dinner, I'm gonna go eat after this. Then I have to fix my computer. Wings. Oh. Tor. Wait, I pressed Tor. Cock. You put cock. Oh, nice cashew. Oh, it's my turn. I thought it was Pink Horny. It's because you had horny in the name. I thought... I'm such an idiot. I thought I was Nathan. Why's the next song not playing? There it is. Hey, more gorillas. Nice. Prism. I'm delayed way too much. NFT, nice. Lol. Good one. Fanpy. Pan. You did get me, Nathan. I was like, oh, I put it. And then I'm like, wait, what? I didn't put or. Yeah, I like this song too. I haven't heard it in a while. We live that. Morph. Movesless. But like a future. It's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on. Yo, I'm a bushi lakata. Shipa tupapu, pita pupupa. Shipata. Morph, I told you, morph. Jipala, hapatu, I'm sorry, yeah. Now we're all in one heart except Cortez. OG. OG might actually work. Ogre, that's good. Pog. 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 He AFK? Lol. Rosquila's out. Gentleman. I spelled it wrong. Fire. It wasn't working? Oh, no. Oh, that sucks, bro. Sentry. That sucks. I heard that happened to others before. It's coming on, it's coming on. Damn! Nathan's out as well. IOU. Oh, lamb. Child Bushika Latata questioning. Let's go, baby! Cortez, you're not winning. Culinary. JNV, JNV. It's a pizzeria we order from here sometimes. JNV. John's. Bonds. No! No. I got cocky. What the thought is... Law is lawless. Happy, glad. Okay, I'm scared to go on Twitch and to raid someone. So after this game, I'm just gonna end stream. Sorry, guys. But have a great night, y'all. Okay. Come on, Cashew, win! Cortez won too many. You got this, Cashew. Coming on and coming on. You can still hear me properly, yeah? It's just very delayed. Thanks for the hydrate. Hey, Cortez won. Sheesh. Good night, y'all. See you. Ping Pong Moosters out. I gotta